What's up friends, and welcome back to the channel. Today I have the latest live TV and video on demand model from Digibox. This model is called the 2024 Digibox D3 Plus, and it's the improved model with one added alternative streaming app. So to see what these live TV and video on demand apps are all about, you would have to pay close attention because I have some special instructions on how you can view them in this video. So don't go anywhere, my full review is up next. Welcome back. So in the box, you get the same D3 Plus model, but it's the updated version. You get one Bluetooth voice remote, one HDMI cable, a 5 volts 2 amps power adapter, and a user manual. For design, it's made of plastic with the DigiPlus colored reflective logo at the top. For I/O, it comes with one HDMI, one Ethernet LAN, one optical audio, one AV port, an IR extender, its DC input socket, and a pair of Wi-Fi 6 antennas to its rear. On the side, it has 4 USB 2.0 ports and a micro SD card reader. At the front, it has an LED power light. And to its base has 4 anti-skid rubber feet with some cooling vents. So when you start up, you get a Digibox animation, then the pairing of the Bluetooth remote, followed by a first startup wizard which includes a disclaimer indicating that any application you choose to install along with the content is your responsibility and you should not use or install any software that violates the laws in your region. And finally, you are taken to the launcher. So here we are, the launcher. And immediately upon connecting to the internet, you would receive a launcher update. This launcher is called the Digibox Launcher, and it features an updating multi-wallpaper background with a shortcuts bar. At the top, you have shortcuts to all major system functions and a more settings area. So the selling point of this box, as most of you already know, is to provide a live TV and a video on demand movies. However, due to the nature of these apps in relation to the disclaimer I just highlighted, I cannot demonstrate these apps in the video, but I will tell you how you can view a demo in just a moment. So these are the 3 apps and they don't come pre-installed. You have to access the APK App Store in the app section and install them via an external link. Once you take note of the disclaimer and access the APK App Store, you can install 5 apps: Cat TV, Cat VOD, Cat Playback, Cat Hot, and Koala TV. So for some basic system information, it shows that its operating system is Android 12 tvOS, and here is its current firmware build information with access to developer options. For firmware features, you get 4K display up to 60Hz, HDR display with auto HDR feature. You get auto frame rate switching, HDMI CC options, built-in screen rotation to portrait mode, but the feature does not work, audio pass-through options, and surround sound audio options. Its system and hardware information shows that it's an all-winner chipset running on 4GB of LPDDR4 RAM and 64GB of internal storage with Bluetooth 5.0. Its CPU is the all-winner H313 or 616, a quad-core Cortex A53 processor clocked at 1.5 GHz configured in 32-bit mode. Its GPU is the Mali G31 with OpenGL-ES version 3.2. Its network adapter is a Wi-Fi 6 model and it provides dual-band 2.4 plus 5 GHz Wi-Fi AX. Its Android version is Android 12 and the firmware is rooted. Its GPU has Vulkan support API version 1.1. It has an idle CPU operating temperature of around 68 degrees Celsius. And for audio and video decoders, it has HEVC, H.264 and VP9 decoding. It does not have AV1, Dolby Vision, and for audio, there are no surround sound audio decoders listed. But it does have audio pass-through, so I'll test for surround sound audio formats later in the video. For digital rights management, its DRM information shows that it has wideband level 3 with no HDCP protection. This means Netflix will be restricted to 480p resolution even if you have an HD or 4K account. For root access, the Root Checker app shows that its firmware is rooted. However, it does not have a root switch. For watching YouTube videos, the Android TV version is restricted to 1080p resolution with no HDR. For Google Assistant, it comes with a Bluetooth voice remote. With this feature, you can access your Google Smart Home, voice search and voice commands. What's the fastest car in the world?
Koenigsegg Jesko Absolute. According to Autoblog, the fastest car in the world is Koenigsegg Jesko Absolute.
When playing 4K HDR videos, you are restricted to only HDR10. It cannot play AV1, Dolby Vision or HLG, even though it says it has the HLG decoder. So here it plays HDR10. If you try to play an AV1 video, it says that the video is not supported. If you try to play a Dolby Vision video without surround audio, you get HDR10. If you try to play Dolby Vision with Dolby Atmos, you get video with static for audio. If you try to play an HDR10 Plus video, you get HDR10 with static for audio. And if you try to play HLG, you get HDR10. For surround audio, even though it does not have any Dolby and DTS built-in decoders, it does support audio pass-through. And when connected to my AV receiver, you get Dolby and DTS audio. Here it produces Dolby Atmos.
Based cinematic audio. With powerful moving audio that transcends from channels.
Next, Dolby Digital Plus.
Do you want to know my secret?
Of nature's fury.
And DTS Neural X. You don't get DTS HD Master Audio, Dolby Surround, Dolby True HD or DTS X. The All-Winner chipset is not a good Android gamer, so I will skip this segment and move on to some benchmarks. First, I have the results of its RAM and internal storage read and write speeds. It has a RAM copy speed of 2916 megabytes per second, and its internal storage has a read speed of 77 megabytes per second and a write speed of 78 megabytes per second. In testing its Wi-Fi and Ethernet LAN speeds based on my internet speed of 315 megabits per second, its 5 GHz band averaged around 96 megabits per second, its 2.4 GHz band averaged around 38 megabits per second, and its LAN port is not a gigabit LAN port, averaging around 95 megabits per second. Benchmarking its CPU's performance with the Geekbench 5 CPU benchmark produced a score of 111 single-core and 379 multi-core. In benchmarking its graphics rendering with Vulkan support, the 3D Mark Wild Live test delivered a score of 124 with a low FPS of 0.74. So this confirms what I've been saying, the All-Winner chipset is not a good Android gamer. And for overall comprehensive testing, the Antutu Benchmark version 8, which is the only version I could get to complete on this chipset, delivered a score of 74,117. So with these benchmarks, let's now see where it places on my rankings chart. So I entered the scores on my TV box rankings chart, and the new Digibox D3 Plus ranks at position 101 based on the Antutu benchmark score it generated, and I gave it a 3 out of 5 star rating. To view this chart, see the link in the description below. In summary, the latest version of the D3 Plus provides greater value for their live TV and video on demand option. It's a definite improvement from their previous version, and it's competitively priced compared to other popular brands. So if you are interested, I place a link in the description where it's currently being sold for $288 at the time of making this video. So see the link in the description if you are interested. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the content, give the video the thumbs up. And to be notified about new releases, be sure to subscribe by clicking the subscribe button and the notifications bell so that you don't miss out on a great deal on one of these boxes. Thanks for taking the time to watch this video. Stay connected and see you in the next one.